Okay, so today I'll finally play a different deck instead of Season of Discovery like from WoW. It's what I always kept calling it by mistake, Season of Change. So we're going to use a whole bunch of different random decks, or at least this time I'm going to move on to using a different one. And by different, I mean it's still going to be one of my old gimmick ones that I probably played as. Or maybe I should do Whizbang, but I don't even know what this is going to have on it. And so we'll just kind of do it. It's also a term that I used like at the end of last year to show like all my card games were changing or what I was doing in them, because I always have like 3 or 4 going on. So like I switched from Pokemon Online, whatever, right, the online card game that eventually went offline, to TCG Live. Then I switched from like playing as green only to like red in Magic. Then I switched from like playing whatever I was doing in Hearthstone to playing Death Knights because they had just come out. It was like December of last year. And then I switched from like something else too. I can't remember. Or like with Yu-Gi-Oh or something, I switched from maybe Duel Links to Master Duel. So what else did I do with, well, I guess like, so yeah, even now I still have like 3 card game series going on, like this on Sunday, PvZ on Friday, whatever, Heroes, and then Magic on Monday. And I always consider like chess to be a fucking card game too. Yeah, I don't know what is even on here. It might be something to do with hunters. It might be, or you should be getting a lot of shit actually from this one. Which there's nothing wrong with even doing this, because like how does it really benefit me to do that? Even if I was like to split my collection, I'd rather just do it. Or this looks completely different actually. What did they do? They kind of reorganized the shop. Turn on in the Badlands. Or that was kind of funny too. This is like a drunk stream, like a fucking, not in real life, but like in the game. Like your Hearthstone character player is actually drunk in the tavern. Like what kind of shitty ass decks are you just pulling out of your ass that you don't even know what they are from way back in the day that were never even good back then, let alone are going to be even more garbage now? This is the kind of character that we're role playing as in the tavern. And it's kind of funny because it even said on the browser, on the Battle.net launcher, like, oh, find out what's on tap in the Badlands expansion. Like they're even making a joke about that themselves. Like you'd have to be drunk to enjoy this expansion because that's what it's all about. Go to the tavern and see what's on tap. Is this game going to be rated mature then, since it's talking about alcohol and drinking? Like what even was it rated? I almost felt like it was tea, but how could it be tea if they can't even handle the fucking succubus? Then why would they make it like this? Locked. Complete tutorial. What fucking tutorial are you talking about, dude? Ticket bundle, adventure. Why does this look so completely different? Not that I really want anything from here anyway, but Showdown in the Badlands. Oh, that stupid fucking horse card pissed me off so much. That's not even from this expansion, right? Or is it? I don't even, I have such a bad awareness of stuff like that because it feels like Golden Path of Arthas. I at least like when they let you buy them for gold amounts, even if it's like an ungodly amount of it. Because, yeah, okay, let me buy it for 100k gold rather than have to pay real currency. So you could do that as almost like a free-to-play challenge. Twist mode, I don't even know what it is. Twist mode is kind of a little bit disappointing because, of course, it only lasts a month. So even as good as it is, and I like it, in theory, it's exactly the kind of thing I would even have said they should have done. Then the grand opening, what is this, like the grand tournament? Top finish 4 in Battlegrounds. I was doing that for a while, where I was forcing myself to play Battlegrounds, but I may as well just play Marvel Snap if I have a non-interactive card game fetish, because that's just what that's all about. Out in Priest Warrior, funny you should mention that. I don't even know what I'm going to be playing as, so let's not even worry about it. Yeah, Badlands. Let me actually see what exactly it said, because that kind of caught my attention a little bit. How do you just, hang on. It had some very stupid flavor text to it. How do I open the thing without... Here. Belly up to the saloon for your first look at what's on tap. Fuck. Okay, whatever. This will probably take a while to actually do these. Even though I didn't do any of this, like, I don't know when this is from. So now you see why I get hard stuck at rank 10. Bronze. Not just because I'm using shitty decks, but because I split my progress to whatever extent it matters here. I have half in mind just to play as Whizbang, because, like, isn't that a fun way to, even doing it in a gimmicky themed way, get to play as a deck recipe of the current format, which you might think usually those aren't very good anyway, but sometimes I've even proven that they're amazing. Like the Imp recipe in the Renathal expansion, what was it called? Castle Natria? That one was amazing. Like that one almost got me to Legend by itself. I barely even changed it, or I even made it worse. Like I put in Galakron because I was in Wild, but it's like I put in Galakron because, oh, haha, he has to do with imps, so we want to make it gimmicky and themed and cohesive and everything to do with imps, whether it's good or not. It was a very improbable path to Legend, which I wish I would have gone the whole way with just that one, but it probably would have taken even longer than it already did, so. Holy shit, bro. Why am I seeing all these things now? Like, what? I haven't done this since the achievements came out or something? Yeah, it will wait in great suspense to see what exciting class or deck will I play as. And if I have a little extra dust, I'll just make Whizbang. I thought I had it on one of these here, but we'll see. Okay, thank God. I don't know why all that's there like it's new. I don't feel like... Yeah, let's see what our progress was here. We didn't get any... Wow, that's actually not very much at all. It would kind of tell you what I was doing on here, though. Like what classes... Druid and Hunter and Shaman. I could do some Evolve type thing, if that's what it's going to be. Because these decks like never change for me. I could do 100 pack opening, which for most intents and purposes wouldn't matter because most of these packs aren't going to be the recent ones. You have 40 fucking bags here. I think I'll just leave them though. It's not like I'm... although I could easily use that to make the dust of... fuck. I could make the dust and I could do Whizbang. It's so ironic because Whizbang is a wild card that lets you play as current deck recipes. It should let you play it in standard. That should be the one exception. Okay, fine. I'll do it just for the sake of that. But what... Oh, we even got the Sylvanas one just to take the piss because... You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't playing on this and I wasn't playing a Hunter, but I just wanted it. We probably have a Carnassus Broods and stuff. I can't even remember what the fuck I have. Okay, let's do 100 pack opening and then we can craft a whole bunch of shit. You have 40 of these packs and 40 of... I would say this is supposed to be the Titans one, but then isn't that the one... I thought there was another one that... No, I mean, that obviously is. Why did I look like something else was that? Oh yeah, this is even the one you get from Sylvanas. Are we going to get a legendary from it? Or are we going to get Sylvanas from the pack that Sylvanas gave us? Like how we got Sargeras from the one that Mal'Ganis. That's one of the coolest moments ever. Up there on par with my Dark Matter Dragon Fruit double take on a free-to-play, no first playthrough, no crafting run of PvZ Heroes. If you know, you know. You had to be there. But I open all the packs that I have on that Warlock, right? And then I had 5 of the Mal'Ganis packs. And so it's like, let me open all these packs that I have to try to craft Sargeras since it just came out. And I was like, oh, he's cool. I want to try him. And I still haven't even played him once, oddly enough. But I go to disenchant all the cards and open the packs to craft him. But then one of the packs from Mal'Ganis himself and that I was opening happened to give me not just a legendary, but Sargeras specifically. Now you could say, oh, because it's a Warlock pack, whatever. From Mal'Ganis, he's meant to give you Warlock cards. But there was no guarantee or likelihood that he would give me specifically the exact one that I was looking for. So that was a very fortuitous moment. Not that it really matters, like it just saved you a little bit of dust, but... It's not like this is going to be a new cards pack opening, but... If I disenchant all this shit, I could make kind of whatever I want too. Which I should really try to do that when I have time, but I just never have time. Like, let me look at all the new cards over the years that I've never paid attention to or missed out on and see if there's any fun gimmicks in there. Because you see how transformative some of these cards can be, which I always say is like Hearthstone's greatest claim to fame as a card game. Not that, oh, it's the best or deepest or most competitive or complex card game, although it has its moments with that too. Despite only having 30 cards in a deck, it's way more complex than you would have thought at certain stages in the game. But it manages to be like the most fun card game ever, arguably, or at least you can manifest in that way if you choose to. These cards like Explore and Goro, Renounced Darkness, Elise, Malkazar, all these kind of things that just, especially Explore and Goro, Zinazari, Renounced Darkness, they completely transform your deck in a way that has nothing to do with whether it's good or not. It's just kind of fun, right? It turns it into like an arcade type of experience where, never mind the randomness of it, but it just creates such a fun vibe. Like, it's not about whether it's good or not or competitive or not. It's just about whether it's fun or not. Mimiron. Mimiron really wasn't portrayed like a bad guy at all. I mean, I guess most of those... You know what's weird about that is that he's supposed to be more powerful than anybody else, because wasn't he like... Mimiron would be the equivalent of like a level above everybody else, I thought. He wasn't just... I can't remember actually how to explain it. Mimiron wasn't supposed to be an Ulduar. He was supposed to be like the one who gnomes were modeled after and things like that. And so he is almost lowering himself a little bit for being there. It's like, yeah, it would be like Eonar, right? Eonar is talking about, or Freya is talking about Eonar, but you don't actually see Eonar. So isn't Mimiron supposed to be like, not that he's a Titan, but he still feels like he's superior to the rest of them somehow. But obviously he's just a technological genius rather than much of a fighter himself. The one hard mode that haunted me in that game, mainly we couldn't do it because I couldn't get, before the nerf, because I couldn't get enough people to actually try to do it, right? Like, I just wanted to. Everyone's like, why bother? I don't want to wipe here for hours, spend all day doing this. Guild wouldn't want to do it, so you have to find pugs to do it and piss off your guild because you're not doing it with them. Like, I literally make an alt character, get it from 1 to 80 just to try that. Like, what the fuck, dude? But nobody wants to do it because it's like, oh, it'll just be nerfed anyway. It's like what people said about Nax in Classic. Like, oh, the reason why I didn't do Nax is because, not because I'm just bad or haha, it's an ego thing and I'm so good. But I didn't want to bother doing it because I knew BC was going to come out. So why bother? But that's such a stupid thing. Like, then why do anything? Because you know eventually the next expansion is going to come out. It's just because it was so close to it, right, in release. But still, that was like the final boss of the game to try to really put your mark, which I can understand. I would never put that much time in either, right? I never really was on the cutting edge with doing raids. I would just kind of do it, take my time. But you know, like how far did I get in some of these expansions? I didn't get that far, like maybe AQ20 in Classic, right? I didn't do AQ40 or anything like that, or Nax, obviously. Then I didn't do Black Temple. I think I did some of it. I remember being in there, but I definitely didn't beat Illidan or anything. And so obviously I didn't touch the Sunwoe either. So I did like SSC, and I think I must have done SSC on farm because I remember that pretty fucking well. And then I did Tempest Keep, and that was considered pretty insane at the time. Like, maybe they nerfed it once and then they nerfed it again, but I remember people being pretty pissed off by Kel'Thas there. Like, he was way too hard, or we were doing it at a time where it wasn't like super, like it wasn't on farm the way the SSC was. Maybe I'm wrong about something there, but they definitely nerfed him. And maybe we didn't even do it pre-nerf. Maybe we just attempted him pre-nerf and then did it after the nerf. Same thing with like Mimiron hard mode that I was just talking about. Then like Wrath, you beat the Lich King. That was pretty much all there was to do, right? Like, what came out after the Lich King? You did like the fucking Halicon from the whatever Ruby Sanctum, but that doesn't really matter. It's always nice when they do this like super exciting one after the main one. Like, you come out with the Frozen Throne, but then you come out with like Encourage afterwards, or you come out like with something that is kind of like a side story, but it's still pretty cool. If you were to come out like with I don't know, was there another raid after that? I don't even remember. Yeah, the point is I was never like, oh my goodness, world first in that kind of context, which is why I don't get why people are so egotistical about multiplayer games and their achievements with therein. Like, either you're just a player like me, just some random person just playing the game, or you're a world first clear, world first raider, best PvPer in the world, things like that. And if you were that, then that would speak for itself, so you wouldn't need to say anything. So all these people in the middle, mediocrities like me even, right, let every achievement or gameplay or session playthrough speak for itself. The thing is that if you were actually good and accomplished, those accomplishments would speak for themselves, so everybody would already know who you are. Like, if you're a faker, or if you were a part of, you know, any world first clear type of guild or esports team, you don't need to talk shit. But then all these people who haven't done anything, who want to act like mediocre accomplishments are impressive, like, oh haha, I beat this random single player game better than you, or I did this one insignificant thing in a way that's like really why do I get 2 of these? I did like some arbitrary mundane thing that you don't even care about. Like, there are levels to it. Like, that's what one of my old expressions, like, I'll let you know when it's something serious and you can judge me on that. Like, if it's a permadeath run, you get to, that card triggered me so much when I first saw it. That was that epic game Play to Bronze. It's like, yeah, this is like you can do a just chatting stream by just opening packs. This is actually a lot though. This might be some of the most I've ever opened at once, especially when you consider those 40 cards in one pack, which is kind of a anticlimactic way to do it. Like you're just shoving them in your face and you don't really get to appreciate them, but you got to speed run even opening packs. But no, it's like, you know, either you've done something cutting edge and very impressive, or you haven't. Like there's this middle ground, like, you know, it could just be somebody just taking their time and just playing a game, but they'll be like, oh, haha, I did that part better than you. But like, who says that you were trying to do it in an impressive way or try to prove something? You might have been taking your time, or like if you're like me, you'll make it harder yourself. It's just interesting to see. Because then what ends up happening is, it's like my old expression, entry is consent. Like by simply playing certain games, like League of Legends or chess or something, people will assume that you're trying to do something. It's like, you can bash somebody's ability, but you can't assume their intent. Like, what if I don't want to do the thing that you think I should be doing? Like, I don't want to play theory-based openings. I want to play my own opening. Now, I still would play to win, or I still want to do the best that I can, whatever like that. But it doesn't mean that you have to do it the exact way that everybody else wants you to do it. So that's like a real strong sense of lowering the standard. Like, you know, you're talking about something, oh, I'm slightly less mediocre than you are, I did slightly better. But no, it's like, yeah, I'll tell you when something is serious or not. So if I'm doing a hard mode and I keep dying, then that's a failure. Or if I do a permadeath run and I die, that's a failure. Right? So that's at least some high standard, not saying it's that big of a deal. Or even if I did complete those runs, it's not like, well, sometimes it is like a world first, but still, that's the high standard. What I almost want to do, and all this hubbub about GTA 6 coming out, is like, what if I did a first playthrough permadeath world first? But the problem is, I have such a strong temptation to do something like that, as I sort of had done in the past before. At least I would play it like when it would first come out. My objection to doing that is that I would have to speed run through it. It's not that I couldn't even do it, but I would have to skip the cutscenes and rush, right? So maybe I should just do it like, I'll do a first playthrough permadeath when it comes out, but I won't necessarily rush it. Like I wanted to do that with Ace Attorney 7 too. Like just when it comes out, I'll just do a, you know, normally I don't play stuff right when it comes out, so. But I still want to take my time. I don't want to rush it and ruin the first experience just because I'm doing that. So it's still a fun thing to do, just the first playthrough permadeath raw. And of course I have a pretty good track record, well kind of, with GTA games. I failed GTA 3 first playthrough permadeath. I failed Vice City in kind of a hilarious way where like I completed a mission and I'm running down the road and then a car fucking runs me over. Whether that car was related to the mission or not, they could just be scared because like you just blew somebody else's car up, so they're just driving away in panic and accidentally vigilante kill you or something. So those two I failed, but that was again only a first playthrough permadeath. GTA 4 wasn't a first playthrough permadeath, but I did a world first legendary fucking 100% no fail missions, everything like that, counting as a failure state, like where you can't fail a single mission or let your whatever friend NPCs die and stuff like that. That one was insane. And I always say that one, Wind Waker, and what was the other one? GTA 4, Wind Waker, oh, even like Half-Life 2, but that's not really that impressive because there was no other format to that. Like the one hard Wind Waker 100% clear type of run too, permadeath. But that's funny with Half-Life 2. It's like, oh, what was the special format with that? Nothing. It was just beat Half-Life 2 on hard mode without dying. But it's so insane because it's like trial and error. You do like one little thing wrong and you just get killed around a corner or something. Everything has like a feeling of almost being scripted for each section and stuff like that. But yeah, it would be cool to do like a release date type of thing. But the problem is I neither have the time nor do I have the willingness to really skip through and rush through. I guess I don't have to do it like that, but maybe I should do a little mini series of GTA Online before 5 comes out. Like even Red Dead. Yeah, I take so long to do things, which is bad only in the multiplayer space. I guess for two reasons. Number one is that everybody wants to speed run through stuff, so if you're doing it with other people, right, they'd be too impatient to do it at my pace. Like speaking of rating and stuff like that. But also, on the second hand, I wonder how much dust this would actually give me though. I could probably make anything I wanted, but the thing is I don't even know what I want. But this is kind of cool because it lets me have like an open playground to fuck around with whatever I want now. I don't have to be too selective or stick to the same deck over and over that I used to play, whatever, like these old gimmick theme decks. But then again, it's kind of like, that's what I like to do anyways. It's not even like I'm doing it because of a lack of dust. It would make a point to play Sylvanas just to show off that sexy 3D model, whatever. which is a lot better than that clown face Arthas one. Sylvanas gets the last laugh again, by which I mean she launches herself off of the frozen throne in despair that she didn't get to land the final blow, and then she becomes a total nutcase. And then she probably somehow redeems herself in the lore, which I don't even know how they do that. But I always draw that analogy between WoW lore after like Wrath and the Star Wars series after like the prequels and stuff. Like all these different retcon series and all these different things, like they just keep it going, and fans just keep eating it up. You know it's retcon, you know it's bullshit, you know it's just expanded universe. They're just pulling it out of their ass and trying to keep it what is it? I didn't even know what he said. It's a legendary, but what? It's a diamond, or it's a... All I would care to do with it is just disenchant it. Like, I don't care about probably most of these cards. This was from a while ago. In fact, this one came out, I think, next to that clown face Arthas one. Where he's, like, smiling and stuff like a clown. The Lich King would never. Hashtag not my Lich King. Like Ner'zhul, who's actually a badass. One day they're going to add that Ner'zhul armor in, and I'm going to miss it, and I'm going to be pissed. That's the only one I've ever wanted since the Death Knight came out. I guess it hasn't been that long, but still. Like, it's such a perfect one for this kind of game. And it gives Ner'zhul the love that he badly deserves, which he never really got because they kind of overshadowed him and said, oh, Arthas took over and all that stupid shit. But no, it's like this retcon fans that just eat everything up that you give them. Like, oh yeah, Pandaria is an entire continent that we totally didn't know about. Or all these random things. Warlords of Draenor, we're going to travel back in time and do something. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't mean the content therein isn't good. I'm sure some of it's great, and from a storytelling standpoint, I'm sure I would love reading through the lore and going through all that. I love that one item that's like a staff for a priest or something that like talks to you. It's like an old god artifact, and it keeps giving you these different quotes and stuff. Try out the new twist mode directed by M. Night Shyamalan, from the mind of M. Night Shyamalan. When they use that phrase, yeah, that's what's truly horrifying. If you used to say that then, they would think, oh, this guy's the next Alfred Hitchcock in like the early 2000s, or this guy's the next Steven Spielberg. Kathleen Kennedy even working with him on Signs and all these kind of things, praising him. And then, because she carried Steven Spielberg, by the way. But then it goes from that to actually being true horror. Nothing could be more horrifying than fucking seeing that, oh, from the mind of M. Night Shyamalan. Oh shit, are we gonna get another lady in the water like this fucking dog shit? Yeah, speaking of like just chatting with the card pack openings and stuff like that, that's what One Shot Girl seems to do a lot. Not that it's the only thing she does, but she'll do like these Pokemon card pack openings, and she'll turn it into like a just chatting kind of environment or whatever. It's kind of cool. I always liked her because she's like, she gets like a couple hundred viewers or whatever last I've seen, and she's kind of just very chill and just does her thing. But you know, she's one of those people like, oh, she can just be happy with whatever. Like, she can make a living from that. Maybe. I don't know that. But I'm just saying, like, and she would just be happy and have, like, a close-knit community. Like, she's not one of those people who's cynical or greedy or, like, you can just tell, right? Like, it's a good vibe. Like, if I was a big streamer, I would promote or help people like that because it just shows, like, you have the right mindset for it. But it's kind of like, you're not doing it for the money, but if that happens, then that works. And she had, like, this great moment early in her career, like, she was like doing some good job or whatever, I can't remember what it was, maybe marketing or some office job, and she talked about like quitting the job to stream, and at that point that wasn't sure that she was going to make any money or do well with it, but right, just to have that and I always recommend against people doing that. Don't quit your job to try to become the next big streamer, because it might not happen. And in that case it didn't even happen. But on the flip side, she was so committed and so sure of herself in doing that, and put in so much effort that obviously it ended up working out at least to a moderate level, like where you're still a partner, you still have a couple hundred viewers average, which is very good. Obviously I've never done that, but it's just very that's like a good inspiring story. It's like this type of person who just gets shit done. Like, you can't deny a person like that success, because like she's just gonna do it. She'll quit her job, she'll put in the work, she'll stream every day or however often she does. Some people make excuses, well, oh no, I have all these other things to do, or I don't have enough time, or I can't. There's always some reason why you can't do it. I need a better mic, I need a better camera, I need a better setup, I need more free time, I need to make money to make it worth my time, you know, whatever. oh, it was chat's fault, chat's being mean to me, I need better mods. Like, you can always come up with excuses, but that seems like the type of person who's like, no, he would just do it and that's it, and find a way, deal with all that along the way. So that's a very positive image to have. And again, even the lesson being that you don't have to be one of the biggest streamers, you don't have to be XQC, but if you can be 1% of him, right? Like, you can't tell me, oh, he's 100 times better than you or whoever, right? So you should at least be able to do 1%. If he can do 100,000 viewers, you should be able to do 1,000, you know. Yeah, nice math. So in theory, not saying it happens overnight like that, but yeah, the number one thing you should do is face cam, am I right? Like, who's the biggest streamer who doesn't do face cam? Probably Lyric. And I know that some of these people were YouTubers like Northern Lion and Sips and stuff, so they do face cam now, but they never used to, so they obviously established a good following without it. So I don't like when, like, Pokemon said, was gonna call her Pokemon. Pokemon said something like, you know, oh, haha, look at me, I did this one stream this one time where I was like a VTuber or whatever, no face cam, and oh, I got all these views. That doesn't count because you've already established your cult of personality ideation through, right, doing face cam over the years. So people associate a face to the name. That's a very different, powerful thing. But when if you didn't do it from the very start all those years, maybe that would have been different. And it's not a stimuli acme argument the way that some people would defer to and say that that might be what it's about, but it's something else, like, I don't know, it's just putting a face to the name sort of a thing, and seeing like somebody's expressions and turning it into this thing that makes it more about you than it does about the thing, than about the content or anything. Yeah, that's totally my arena best, by the way. Dude who averaged like fucking 6 wins for a time. So we have a lot of shit to disenchant, and I almost don't care about doing it. Like, I almost just want to see what's here, but at least we have the option to do it, I guess. That's the thing, like, I wouldn't know what I would want to disenchant or what I would want to keep. I guess the only thing I would want to make is a whiz bang. So what if I just do the legendaries, which presumably I'm not going... Wait, what? Oh, that's just for him. What if I want to keep one of them, though, is the question. I can never remember what you can and can't craft or disenchant, because the reality is that, okay, there is at least some druid stuff here. A Goff, which I never played like at his peak, but okay, that would be worth keeping. Definitely there seems to be an emphasis on hunter stuff here, although I don't have that many there. I don't think there's any reason to play mage on here, so I'd be more than happy to disenchant that. Paladin, yeah, I mean, it shows you what my intent was. It's like you could have all these different accounts and split it up. Like, on this account I can only play as warriors, and this one I can only play as warlocks. I don't know why you would do that, but you could do it as like a custom little sort of build, right? I almost did that with Death Knights, like the Death Knight Completionist Challenge. You make a thing from scratch and you only play as Death Knight, and you try to collect every Death Knight card and disenchant everything else along the way and stuff like that, which is kind of good to do in a first playthrough sense. Like, when you first start playing, commit to one class and one class only, so everything else you get you just disenchant and disregard, so then you'll end up collecting every single card of that particular class at least. And so you might not be able to keep up with the collection overall of other people who are like spending money and whatever, but you can at least have a really good collection for one class all the time. And before the next expansion, that class is gonna suck, but even then, I don't see any reason to keep these. For the rest of the game, okay. Priest is not something I really ever played, period. After friendly undead eyes, deal 2 damage, Shadow Priest spell, something. People got really triggered by how I was reading text in some of these first playthroughs that I do. I guess it's because it's a rush, like Path of Exile or something. Like, I'm reading through like that. Like, I'm not really reading it, but I'm kind of just reading through it. Okay, Rogue is also one of my underplayed classes. I guess it's not like me to play stuff in a hurry, because that's like kind of the oxymoron of my whole gaming existence, right? Like, I like to really take my time and be very slow paced and get immersed and even RP sometimes and read all the flavor text and things like that. But on the flip side is, you have to have a lot of time to be able to do that, or at least to substantiate it, because on one hand I could spend the whole first episode just reading flavor text like in The Witcher, and people would get pissed about that. But then if I don't read it and kind of just want to get something done gameplay wise, just to kind of at least, you know, make some amount of progress, then people say, oh, well, why didn't you read everything? You can't win in that situation. But my whole style did let me win, because I could sit there reading the flavor text for 4 hours, but then I would do an 8-hour stream, and then the other 4 hours I would actually get something done. So you can have the best of both worlds, which kind of explains why I like to do that before. Hello, Galacron, my old friend. Even though I just use you as a meme. But most of this I probably wouldn't want to do, and a lot of these you can't even do. What the fuck? Like, all these cards that are just, well, I can't argue with Lorthamar, but not a single one, dude. Yeah, I should clown people with this stupid horse because he's almost gives me like Shudderwalk vibes. Why is he called Shudderwalk? Because you shudder every time you see him, and literally you'll have like a fucking seizure because you'll see him a million times in the course of the same game. You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't stop from electrocuting everything in the water. Summon an elemental and beast from your deck, which will be itself, which will be somehow very annoying and stupid and I don't know, like it'll become the very thing I swear to destroy. So let's make Whizbang. And some of these, yeah, really only 40. I opened like 100 fucking packs. I only have 40 base disenchant capability there. Whiz bang. What? That's what they call it when they... when you get a girlfriend because you're such a whiz, am I right? When a nerd meets a... whatever. You start a game with one of Whizbang's wonderful decks. Again, the only dumb thing about the card is that you can't... yeah, it's even telling you. Is that you can't actually use it in the game because, you know, return to Ungoro. I don't really get what they did with that, so it would almost justify me playing as the same stuff over and over. As much as I say, oh, you know, I want, you know, I want the twist stuff to last longer. This is kind of arbitrary because you can't rely on that happening. It's just kind of, they're pulling it out of their ass. So it's basically a case where, you know, like how I did renounce the 1 month that it was playable in Twist, and then the next month I maybe still did it. And then it's the same thing here. Like I could still keep doing it even if this was something different. It doesn't mean like I'm following that exactly, but I was using it as a general barometer. It really doesn't even matter what you do here. Like, right? I forget how Whizbang even works, but you... oh, here we go, bro. Really gonna make me sit through this?
But you may not add cards with any other rune to your deck.
Yeah, this is my Death Knight collection, by the way. Completionist challenge failed. I mean, that's all you have to do, and it doesn't even matter. He overrides the class the same way the Durant you face, but you still have the runes there. You face Whizbang, Eridar, Lord of whatever, the Gnome Lord of the Clowns, but you know, you don't really have that even anymore. Like where he actually goes to 15 health. I hate what they did to Drax in that way. But you know what I really wanted to do was use this chick, but yeah, what happens too when you change to like a different set of cards? Who is your avatar? Like what, how does it work at all? You can change the card backs and all, but I don't really get it. What is something kind of exotic here that's kind of cool? Frost Knight, Legion Schemes, Machine Dreams, maybe. That Hakar one is very commonly played. For whatever reason. That could be like the new bot one. Yeah, if I could use fucking Whizbang, I might in that. I love that he has the runes there too. Wouldn't that be cool if you could use him there? He'd probably be yeah, in which you can only use standard decks. But here's the whole fun of it. It's like a blind look because I mean, I won't have too much time here to even play this, but we just at least set up and decided what I wanted to do. And then we can all, I'll do one game as this and one game as Sylvanas just to show off the hero. But basically, it doesn't make sense. Or no, this is a good way to do it because you're going in blind. Like, I don't know what the deck expansion recipes are. So it's not that I'm going in here to try them and I'm experienced and just having fun. I'm seeing them for the first time here, potentially. I've probably seen other people use them, like last episode, just... or maybe not the exact recipes, but whatever, good meta decks and cards. I don't even know what's going to be in here. And so we're just kind of going in blind and fresh, and we don't even get to decide what it's going to be. So it can be fun for a while. Am I on? Can you play Fortnite at the same time? You streamed last night. Maybe some other day, but not right now. Can you hear me? You keep tabbing out, actually, because I can't even see anything. My phone keeps fucking up.
Who's ready for a hoedown?
This ends now.
Who's ready for a hoedown? Miley Cyrus, am I right? Because that was one of the names of her songs, haha. We got a Demon Hunter thing. Now, isn't this like the same fucking one, though, that we've seen? Like the... this is the same one with that stupid Naga, right? Where you do the melee... no, you cannot hear me. Okay.
We have turned our curse into our strength.
Yeah, this will be fun. We can do Whizbang on and off. But also I want to mix in. We could do like a rotation between Whizbang and this and the Hunter or some other thing. I don't know why we have so many Shaman wins there, because there was no Shaman deck that I actually had in here. But I should have an immense amount of dust to be able to do whatever I want. So maybe I'll make like an evolved deck. Class is not in session. The teacher is too tired. Nice. Deal 2 damage. Draw a card. Draw another. Use a card in your hand to shuffle into your deck. Now you like to do that because you get to get closer to doing outcast stuff. Yeah, what is going to be the difference in this one? Isn't it supposed to be a current deck recipe, not like a one from last expansion or something? I don't know how that works. You're trying to tell me this would still be a top tier deck now? Australian geography will wait. I always love that too. Like, why do you need Australian geography in Australia? Or like, why do you need US geography in the US? Just look out the window and you can see it right there. Ha ha. Like, what's the point? You should learn more about other countries than your own. Deal 3. Outcast is cost 1. It's kind of a dangerous board though, for sure. Do 1 damage to all enemies. I could do these 2 together actually if I just decide to summon a friendly demon that died this game. I don't know what demons are really going to be dying here though. Or oh no, I thought I was choosing it somehow. Get rid of that clown. No, I'm teaching you. Also, does it snow? Yeah, of course it snows. It can snow a lot around this area actually, but usually a little more north. It snows at times. It's called like the snow belt. Like there's a whole thing that where they get like lake effect snow and like fucking a couple of feet at a time sometimes. Spell damage plus 2. Outcast cost 1. It just feels like you're burning through your deck sometimes too fast with this. It's something that I don't like. Like now my hand's almost empty, so what am I supposed to do? Taunt, rush, after it survives damage, deal that amount to an enemy hero. Like, not that I'm expecting these decks to be the best that you're going to see, but at least fun to see the new cards, but maybe I'm missing something. Like, how does Whizbang work if... It would have to be one of the current deck recipes, right? Let me reread the card. Regardless of whether you're using it in Wild or not, doesn't matter.
I see.
Elidar, so like all these things are... I mean, I guess this is recent enough, but... It's always like staggered by 1 expansion, so it doesn't feel too overpowered, but the fact that you have to play it in Wild is kind of whatever anyway. Discover a fell spell. Reduce the cost of left and right cost cards, which counts for itself too. And then this is going to be... You kill that, you discover a fell spell. Wait, what? Oh, if it was your last... Oh, fuck. If it was your last spell, then it would have done it. Or your last mana. You need to send me a picture then. You never get snow. You don't even know what snow looks like. It's not really that much right now, but... Deal 3. Like, this is supposed to be a top tier fucking meta deck for my proclamation. I'm pretending to be a bot because of using that card back, which is sometimes their way to signal to you. Where so many people at bronze end up using that anyway. Because deck is not really all that impressive, and I just don't have any good board clear to use here, so... Like, how would you really win this? With lifesteal would be nice. And a thirst 6. Like, you're getting exactly what you need when you need it, but you're still gonna lose. If you cast 3 spells while holding this, summon a demon from your deck. I have to do this, but then the problem is I can't do anything else. Right, we're doing that for lifesteal. I just can't play the game though. Fuck. Gonna lose to a bunch of clown totems where he has no actual good minions in his deck. Is there no outside? No, there's not. But there could be. I mean, the last couple days and stuff have had a little bit. But it's not really been sticking because it's not cold enough. What a great turn. Maybe I should have just done that, but then I probably would have died anyway. Right, like if I didn't heal for... Whatever. cannot believe I'm losing to this shit, dude. I guess I'm just giving the decks that I'm playing as maybe too much credit. Draw 3 cards, rush, summon a copy. I mean, that is cute. Like, it's a good value play, but I just don't have enough to survive here. Okay, so that was a little bit disappointing, and I'm a little bit confused too as to what recipes we're really drawing from. I would have to see, like, what the fuck is this deck? Why is this a deck recipe? Where are all the new cards from the last expansion? It makes no sense. Are any of these cards from the... I can't really see the icons too well or tell what they're supposed to be, but the Badland stuff should be in here. Black Ice would be a pretty big problem. It's not actually that bad usually. Okay, so we'll give Sylvanas one little whirl here. Yeah, mostly it was like a pack opening stream or like a fucking just decide what you want to use in the first place. Let me see what this actually is here. You start the game with one of Wizbang's wonderful decks, but it was recent enough that I really don't understand how he works. Like, let's say I want to make a deck recipe. Okay, show me the Demon Hunter deck recipes. And was one of them really that clown thing? I guess it could be this one then. Because these ones should always keep changing. Like, which one would make sense for that to be? I-Beam was in there. Spectral thing was in there. It wasn't this one, though. Was it this one? I guess I'm overestimating what these are supposed to be. It could have been this one, maybe. I guess. Yeah, I guess it would have to have been that one. But how do I know, like, what is... I just want to see, like, what is going to show me that something is super recent. Like, Dragon's Dragon. Is this new from Badlands or what? Die the Setting Sun. Like, I've never seen that card, so it must be a new card, surely. Let me see. Die the Setting Sun. Okay, at least that confirms that. We would just have to wait and see. But that one was very underwhelming and anticlimactic. So let's see what even the Sylvanas deck is going to be. Not that one, though. It's got to be like a... Why do I have all these? Why do I have like 6 theme decks or something? Loner. Oh, I don't even know why I have that or how. Loner decks. 6 days, 23 hours. Choose one to keep after time expires. But how could it be 6 days? Like, I would have had to do that a long time ago. This would be Rexar, but I don't know what that means. Like... It's going to be more than just Rexar. It could be Karnas's Brood. That would be the sort of thing I would normally do. Do I have sleep apnea? No, why? What a random question.
Sylvanas versus Valera.
So keep that, obviously, but the only thing I can think about is Karnasa, draw a rush minion from deck. Otherwise, I don't know what this deck is about at all. Not saying they were ever made for quality purposes, but I want to make something a little better or a little bit different than what I typically use. But I don't necessarily want to make anything super new either. There's so many other things over the course of the history of the game. You can like pick one mechanic and really commit to it, the way I do like with elusive, evasive type stuff. Maybe I should do that with a hunter. I've never done an evasive hunter because it's like, oh, you summon all the stuff that they can't get rid of and just go face with it. And they can't do anything. With druids, it's because you have all those AoE buffs, which is maybe less relevant now. And then with mages, it's just because you can counter spells and stuff too. Save the weapon destruction thing. Actually, they're venomous. That could be a different mechanic altogether, actually. Is it, though? You made a mistake the other day. What do you mean? You can try out all the emotes and stuff. Or wait, this isn't even the right one, is it? Isn't it supposed to be like the 3D one that's like Ranger Sylvanas? Where is that one? Maybe I forgot to equip it. Yeah, that was a totally different one, but I thought I got it. Just that, whatever, for taking the piss of we want to support the game finally with microtransactions. Does permission to tell fall asleep ring a bell? What are you talking about?
That minion cannot fight yet.
I love how many people get triggered by certain things, like how you play like certain series. Okay, this is gonna be really shitty. Like if you play whatever the WoW hardcore stuff that everybody was tryharding, you're gonna get completely fucked over by all these people want you to do it a very particular way. Download. I must have showed something on that. Hang on. Oh fuck, I don't even have yeah. Wait, this game is just kind of boring. Why are they fucking taking so long? It's not like you have to metagame against a clown like me. Rexar was always one of the most fun heroes for sure. I had that epic matchup against Jaina the one time. I don't even mind if I get my ass beat by this person, but just come on, dude. Destroy your opponent's armor. Like I'd have some of these anti-meta cards, like oh you gotta have Vulcan Geist and this guy and the Steam Cleaner, all the anti-fun cards that just do something way too decisive that just hard counter something. Not saying there isn't always stuff like that. This music is pretty good for this map. Yeah, but a mod of all people shouldn't be saying that. I should unmod you because you're not supposed to do shit like that. Like, oh, haha, I saw something that you, if anything, you should be punishing other people if they do that. Not that I should be showing it in the first place, anything like that, but it's hard not to display capture when you're doing chess or something. Hurry the fuck up, dude. What is this person doing? All I wanted to do was show off Sylvanas, and I didn't even get to show off Sylvanas because it's not the right Sylvanas. For fuck's sake, at least I'll show off Rexar, I guess. It's taking too long. Fuck. Not a big deal because nobody's here anyway, but just in general. You always try to say edgy things too that could potentially get other people in trouble. Not that I mind them, like, oh, something about, whatever. Certain identity aspects and stupid stuff, but not good enough. Now he's role-playing as a split personality or something. How's he even doing that? He must be on his computer with one and his phone on the other. Like we're view botting without meaning to, because this dude's multi-boxing my stream. Oh my god, dude, what are you doing, bro?
I will hunt you down forever.
How romantic. It's just a symbol of love. How sometimes guys pick on girls when they have a crush on them, like in school or something.
Thanks.
Fuck.
There once was a man from Gilneas.
What? Why would you not get the combo effect from that?
Ah, this guy's.
Oh, because you'd rather get that one, of course. So slow, bro. And the point here is that you get to gain +1 attack for each card in your opponent's hand. Put a 1-cost minion. I don't know. Something I can combo something else with, maybe? I don't know. Or no, oh shit, you always gotta go for the low cost. You gotta go for the low cost shit just to, whatever, I don't know why I even wasted that. Just to create the most fun zombies that you can play right away and get infinite value. I don't even have cookies. Ooh. Who needs an active chat when you have somebody to entertain themselves like that? Imagine if everybody did that. It would double your viewer count right there. I don't know how that works actually. If you were to count, like, if the same person watching on 2 different things on the same IP address, would that even count as 2 separate viewers? It probably should, because yeah, what if like your whole family is watching from your very same internet? Like, I know Forson's girlfriend would always watch him, like stuff like that. You know, whatever. Your Adept is going to be watching XQC, so that should count as a viewer. And then meanwhile, somebody will have like 100 people who live with them who all watch their stream. Although that would be a really crazy internet connection they'd have to have. But that would like guarantee that you're a partner right there already. Just, you know, just the fact that you have a big family who just leaves it on. That would be so stupid. Like, that's all you'd have to do to get partners. Just have 75 people just do that for you. Not that they're really watching you. I mean, obviously, that would take a little bit of doing, but every device has its own IP. But not really. If you're using like 2 computers on the same Wi-Fi or the same whatever, on the same internet connection. You want to do the, yeah, the lowest costing well, I guess that's okay. Lifesteal has +5 wall damage. Makes the angry chicken actually decent. We have this old Jin too, which I never really liked and I never really used too much. Nope, the last digit will still change. Oh. Yeah, like that time I leaked my IP when I was playing Nintendo Clubhouse, whatever, on my Switch, my first Switch stream ever, and it so conspicuously displays the IP. It's like Nintendo sticking it to streamers, like our devices aren't meant for you to stream on them, because they always take the piss and try to copyright strike streamers for playing their games, and they've never been very content creator friendly, like on YouTube and stuff, always giving strikes. So that's their way of just sticking it to you, like, oh yeah, you just go to the settings option on the Switch as you're playing it for the first time and just looking through all the things and showing off the main menu, and it fucking leaks your IP so clearly. The last digit will change, yeah. Oh, this person's just here to troll me. Not that I should play in such a hurry, but I am a hunter, so you gotta go face. That'll be the best justification for playing aggro decks. Not because I have a bad collection like in PvZ Heroes where you have to make the best of the shitty cards that you have. You're not going to survive in long-term games anyway, so you can't play control. But actually because, oh, you're in a real hurry in real life, you only have so much time to play, so you want to aggro for that reason. And just go face to hurry up the pace of the game. And I probably should win, because no matter what kind of crazy decks you have, zombies should be good enough to carry you here. This is such an evergreen, fun, amazing mechanic. You can always just get whatever you need right when you need it. And that mage was going to destroy me in that one game many years back. And they had like one of my favorite Hearthstone games ever that I wish I would have saved the video of it. Like, it was like basically I was losing and it seemed like, oh, Jaina's gonna be better than Rexar, and my back's against the wall, and then I get like this venomous bat. So it's a bat that does an AoE, but normally it doesn't have poisonous on it. I even got read into the achievement that he gave me. Now I'm calling it venomous too, but it got poisonous plus the AoE that does 2 damage to everything, so that cleared his board of all his water elementals. And so I just kind of hung in there, and eventually won somehow because of the pure value of the zombies. So even though Rexar seems like an underdog in that matchup, you were somehow able to come from behind and actually still win. What was the other thing I wanted to look at? Oh yeah, I want to see the... If it wasn't on here, I don't know where... Oh, I do have it.
I have faith in the strength and will of the Quel'Dorei.
Oh, that's awesome. So at least we have something to look forward to. That one does look pretty sick because her expression always makes sense, right? Whereas Arthas is just a fucking dumbass clown. Look at that, dude. That's not even how he looks when he kills his father. He's more still serious and stern. Where is the Ner'zhul armor one that I'm hoping comes out and that I haven't seen? Like, come on, bro. You'd rather do Death Metal King and Pit Boss Reska. Like, who even is Reska? But you wouldn't do that one. Like, you gotta wait 10 years and save it for something else. I wonder if they'll ever add monks either. That's when you know the game is dead. When they add everybody's least favorite class from everybody's least favorite premise of an expansion at least. Like, you see how they danced around it. Oh, let's do Demon Hunters and Death Knights, even out of order, but we'll find a way to avoid doing fucking monks at any cost. It was something, then your phone would be... Well, don't leak your own IP, dude. Okay, see you tomorrow.